So I'm personally excited for a Minecraft movie too. What did you think that was going to be called, Lane? I forget, but I know we were throwing out ideas for it.
Didn't we say it was another Minecraft movie? Didn't we?
Another Minecraft movie, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard, but Kirsten Dunst, wife of our guy, said that she would love to star in Minecraft 2. Quoted, "Maybe I could just make a movie where I don't lose money."
I just read that Town and Country interview like 6 hours ago. So
Yeah.
I know. And I want you to know by reading it, I mean, I was scrolling through like Control effing Plemons, husband Plemons.
Lane, it came out 9 hours ago, so...
Yeah. Well, I saw the photo shoot and I was like, ooh, interesting. And that's so funny that you bring that
Yeah.
up. She said something about like, my kids loved it, so why can't I be in it? That'd be fun.
Yeah,
So...
and then she was like, I've got 2 kids at home. I could bring home a pile of cash sometime. That'd be cool.
Right. Also, this is bait, the fact that you led with this, of all things. Like...
It was bait. Of course it's bait. What do you mean? It's about the Minecraft movie. It's obviously bait. Like, huh?
This reminds me, though, hang on. I've been talking about this for a while, that I have a bunch of Ren Fair costumes, like, in the mix right now.
Yeah.
And so one of them is Princess Peach, but like Ren Fair version. So, I have a wig that I got for, it's been sitting on this Shy Guy. But, so the wig will be on me, during the festival, and when I tried it on...
I don't know, that Shy Guy's kind of rocking,
so you're not
to be
gonna
honest
show
with
us?
you.
I'm all sweaty from the gym. I didn't shower before we recorded, so no, I'm not gonna put the wig on and then make it smell like Zumba for the rest of its days. But
okay, that's fair.
When I tried the wig on when I first got it, Christopher immediately was like, "Oh, you look like Kirsten Dunst," and I was like, "Yes!" Like,
Still
got it. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So funny.
we got him.
Yeah, truly. Well, Priya knows. Priya knows that was. I used to get that in high school, like a lot.
Yeah,
really?
much in high school.
The Kirsten Dunst?
I feel like I've even said it before, and then you were like, "Yeah, I've gotten it a lot," and I was like, "Yeah, I can see that."
Yeah, they're right.
Yeah. The dimples go a long way, honestly. Like it's half of it. So, but yeah. So now it's a fulfilling prophecy that Clemens and Kirsten
you kind of have to, right?
Yeah. Sorry, Chris. Priya, did you see the Minecraft movie?
I've never seen the Minecraft movie.
That's fine.
All right. Well, you're not missing much. It's fun, but it
was fine.
I mean, yeah.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fun it was definitely fun to watch as like a meme with friends in theaters. Go get a Minecraft meal afterwards. Even though they were out. But I don't think it's a movie that I would like just throw on, right?
Yeah, I did feel a little bit of FOMO, like seeing the memes come out on Twitter about the movie.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, now that it's not in theaters, I have no desire to revisit that.
Keeping on the topic of movies, did you see who they're casting in Artificial for Sam Altman?
Yes, but I can't remember. But I can't remember who. But that movie sounds like it's going to be bad. Who was it? I forget.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know
liked
about
Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Yeah.
I like him as an actor.
I think he's too likable to be like Sam Altman, to be honest with you, right?
Sam Altman looks like Freddy Fazbear. Do you see
a little bit? I see.
Every time he looks like he's wearing skin. Like he's not like actually like that's not his skin. Like he put it on over himself. Is kind of like how his face looks. Priya looks disgusting.
I mean, Peter Thiel kind of does the same thing.
I'm trying to look him up right now.
He's got like the Dementor look, you know?
Yeah, both of them do. They both
just,
look like they're...
he's wearing skin, but it's too tight, and like they didn't put enough like veins and shit under there, so it's just like Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that movie. I don't know if that movie's gonna happen. That sounds fake, in my opinion. Maybe it will. Luca makes like 10 movies a year. I think it will happen, but maybe not well. Yeah.
Well, he's all like that director is also the one who's supposed to be doing American Psycho. He's got a movie coming out in like 3 weeks, I want to say, as well. Like he's just got he has a lot of projects, Luca Guadagnino. So it's like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it, but maybe.
am I crazy, or did he do that one Disney movie? Like
No.
Splash, or no? Okay.
He did a bigger Splash, which is like not a Disney movie. That is like a sex thriller.
Oh, what the fuck? That's so cool.
No.
What? That's crazy.
But it has the word Splash in the
is
title.
not the title of the movie.
Yeah.
It does, which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
No, that was not what I was thinking of when I was referencing that. But yeah, okay, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And then last movie thing that I got is well, not the last one, but the last one I'll mention. Have you seen Inside? Or like, are you planning to watch Inside?
The Bo Burnham thing?
That's what I was thinking. Bo Burnham.
Oh no, the Willem Dafoe thing.
Inside Willem Dafoe. I'd like to be inside Willem Dafoe, maybe.
Please.
It's a film by Ursilis. I can't pronounce that last name. Katsupis?
Oh!
Katsupi?
Yeah, I have heard of this. It's a relatively older movie. It's like a couple of years old.
It's
right?
2 years
and
old.
it's like a
yeah.
one-man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. A solitary experience, you know.
No.
Hideo Kojima tweeted about it recently, which is why I'm bringing it up.
Interesting.
Well,
no,
one of
I
the
heard
taglines for
fine.
it is a solitary exhibition, which is why I said it. Solitary.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I heard it was like fine, not anything. Willem Dafoe, talk about a guy who puts out he puts out movies. Like he works. That man works.
Yeah, prolific.
So, I have no interest in seeing everything he does, but that movie sounds maybe a little bit more like a fun thought experiment than a movie that I would like to really sit down and watch. So, no, but if you watch it, I'd love to hear what you think about it, I guess.
Yeah. It didn't seem like Kojima was a big fan. He wrote very, like, one short sentence, which is like what he does when he doesn't like a movie. So I was like, all right, interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might check it out. I don't know.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's get the show on the road, because...
So what's the name of our podcast?
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
I guess it's We Want to Watch. I'm Lane.
I guess I'm Ricky.
I'm Priya.
And we have a guest.
Oh.
Yeah, look at you. No, that's great. You know what? We love when someone takes initiative on this show. Because you know what? Ricky doesn't. So, like, we need a guest that does.
True.
Yeah, Ricky, what are we talking about this week? We have Priya here.
This week we are with Priya. We're concluding our Fullmetal Alchemist dissertation. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, I should say, 2011. The animated series.
Technically seasons 3 through 5, but really we'll probably end up talking about the whole show since Priya's here and was not here for the first couple seasons. So I'm sure this will be a meandering conversation. But
yeah.
Priya, friend of the show. We've mentioned you before, but your first appearance,
God.
you should be so honored. Yeah.
I've got to go back and actually listen to all your episodes now.
No. Please don't. It's so not worth it. It's so not worth it. No.
It's completely
worth
I
it.
have saved all the episodes where I was like, I have seen this movie, which is like less than 5.
Hey.
That's fine.
But I'm working on it.
Well,
that's 5 more than most people watch, so, you know, like...
Well, and Ricky picks these fucking movies because he's like, I saw a still of this on TikTok, or like I saw a TikTok comment about this. So
I think the movies that I pick based off of that are like way better than ones that I intentionally look for and like don't read the description of, because I don't want to spoil it either way, right?
Priya, have you ever seen a movie called Wicked City, a shitty anime movie?
So that is one which I was looking around for movies to watch, and it's not one that I would have normally picked, right? But it was like a really super niche one that I was like, oh yeah, this will be good. And just by the blurb that they provided, it seemed approachable, more approachable than it ended up being. So
yeah, oops.
Wait,
well,
but it was an anime?
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, it's an old 70s anime,
gotcha.
and
80s.
it's one forgotten to time because it wasn't very good. 80s, whatever. I mean, they have very similar styles. But I don't know, like there are movies, especially animated movies, that I'll like check out and I'll be like, well, that's a definite no, and just like cross off just based off of like their title card or the blurb that they give. I'm like, that's just not like subject material that I really feel like watching a movie about. And And this one was just like, ooh, it's like a dark, brooding city. And I saw like a 15-second snippet of them driving around. I was like, ooh, dark blues. A night, like, I love that orange hue that they got going on for the lights. This is excellent. Like, this is such a cool palette. I'm sure they'll be able to create like a dark, brooding, psychological.
Actually,
movie.
I think I have seen this movie.
It was like only
now that
right.
I'm looking
like,
it up, I'm like,
happening?
shit, I have seen this movie, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not a good one, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It was a rough watch. I have an Alamo Draft House near me, and they do Terror Tuesdays, and that was one of the movies that was featured.
Really? That's insane to play in a public space. Like,
true,
at all.
True. At an Alamo too is crazy. So
yeah.
Let me get served my like shitty chicken tenders while I watch that movie.
I was gonna say, at least you could get drunk, right? You could like
true.
forget about it, right?
Yeah, So Priya, we thought it would be fun to have you on because you're an anime fan. I don't want to use the W word. I don't want to ascribe your identity. I'll use words for you, but. Do you want to briefly cover, we've talked a lot about anime, we've covered a few different like anime movies and things, but do you want to talk about your relationship with anime or like how you or for FMAB, like how you feel about that show? Because I know you've seen it before.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, nowadays I don't really watch a lot of anime, but, and I like grew up watching 4Kids, I guess, was my first exposure to anime.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, getting like VHS tapes for Sailor Moon, but I feel like I really like entered my weeb phase in early high school. So I started watching Death Note randomly, and got really sucked into that, and then just started reading manga wherever I went to Barnes and Nobles to study, and then watching the anime right after. And I guess like my preferred genre, I don't know, I think I would mainly like focus on horror anime and shoujo anime, but I have watched like the more like whatever was popular at the time for shonen anime. I've watched most of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. I've watched some of Bleach, some One Piece, all of that.
Did you read any of Bleach? Because I know you said you read some of the manga.
I did not read any of Bleach. I think I just watched the first arc of Bleach because that was really long, and then I was like, okay, I think that was good enough for me. You read a lot of Fairy Tail.
Oh, okay. I like Fairy Tail. I was gonna say with Bleach, like you're not missing a ton with it, especially the anime. There's so much filler. Like once you get through like the Soul Society arc, like that, the first arc, it's like, all right, like you've gotten like decent 80% of like, what you really want out of the story here. But they recently came out with 1,000 Year Blood War, which I've recommended to people who have had like a passing interest in Bleach, because so like Bleach, when it was being serialized, got canceled for a while, the manga, and like it was because like the anime was wrapping up, yada yada. So like they finished it. I think the anime might have even been finished at this point. And then they sporadically released different like seasons afterwards for like the Fullbring arc and whatnot, because they were still like releasing the manga. And then went on hiatus for like 2 years. And then Tite Kubo dropped like, I don't know, like 24 chapters of just like everything that people were wanting from like the original series. He was just like, oh, like you want to know what this guy does? Cool, I'll show you. And like he just like, it was chapter after chapter of like crazy power reveal, yada yada, and just like one-upping each other. And so they're animating it now in 1,000 Year Blood War. And it's super great. And like the first episode, it has like a recap essentially where like it shows Ichigo and like he does his thing. And then it literally just goes through and like slideshows through the entire series, like all of the important points.
Oh, that's really nice.
It's really nice, and it's really fucking nice as like someone who hadn't seen the series in like such a long time, and like you, I also hadn't been watching anime for a while. So like I picked it back up and I started watching it, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like it was just so cool how and like they keep a lot of the same like musical motifs that they had in the original series, which are like very near and dear to me. And so like seeing them here, it's like, let's go, man. So I don't know, it was super fun.
That does sound like a lot of fun. I love that. But I guess to wrap up my little Priya's anime background introduction, I guess, yeah, so like after college, I mean, even during college, I really fell off on watching anime, but I have like recently been casually watching random anime that I see on Netflix. Like, I've watched a little bit of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I've been watching Spy X Family really casually, because I'm like, this is simple and easy, you know?
Yeah. Spy Family is super cute.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones I like to read weekly. It's just a fun one, or like monthly. I think it's monthly release. Yeah, that's a super cute, fun one. JJK was super cool. I like I am a part of the minority that really enjoyed the ending for it. So I don't know.
I'm not that far
the anime
in.
is fine. It's cool, but yeah.
I'm not that far in, but I was really excited when I was like, oh my god, I understand Meg the Stallion's references.
Yeah. I love that she includes references to animator songs, and like, I don't know, it's so
it gets
funny.
Me real juiced
she dressed
up.
Yeah. She dressed up as one of the characters from JJK, who like isn't even, or well, I don't know if she's been shown in the anime yet or not. I think it was Yukio, I believe. I was like, yo, like, all right, so she knows, because like I was like, that's like manga stuff, bro. Like she's in. She also dressed up a bit as Jolene from JoJo's, like part 6. I don't know if you're familiar with JoJo's.
Not at all. Like... I feel like I did not ever want to approach that. I was like, oh, this seems really complicated. And like everyone that I know who's into JoJo's is super into it, so like, this is scary.
Yeah,
I can't.
yeah. There are a lot of really intense fans of it. But you mentioned you liked shoujo a lot in high school. What shoujo anime were you?
Oh my god, well, my favorite is Ouran High School Host Club, hands down.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
But I feel like...
Not my cup of tea, but that's
yeah, fair. I feel like I would just watch anything that, like... I feel like recently I've watched, like, My Happy Ending, which is, like... this girl who gets like kind of an arranged marriage to a feudal lord, and I'm like, weirdly, this is comforting. And then I've like watched like, I think it's called Special A and Fruits Basket.
Fruits Basket is great. Yeah. Have you seen K-On?
I haven't seen K-On. I think I might have seen a little bit of it, but I didn't stick with it.
March Comes In Like a Lion?
Maybe I don't know as much shoujo as I thought I did.
Nana?
Don't let Ricky.
Nana.
Don't.
Nana. Okay, Nana's great. Nana's awesome. Yeah.
Don't let him make you feel bad about this. Like, this is ridiculous. Also, I have to say, I kind of love not talking on this podcast, but I did come in prepared to do a bit where I would just bring up different anime and get you guys to just talk about them, but I'm realizing now I don't need to do that. You guys will just run the clock. I don't even have a chance to interject and be like, so Bleach, which one is that? Like, I was going to do that as much as I could, but I don't even get a word in edgewise, which is awesome. That's good. It's going to make, perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Lane can also attest that in high school, I didn't realize that being an anime nerd was embarrassing for a while, and I feel
right,
I was really annoying about it.
You weren't that bad.
I was the exact opposite.
Okay, thank you.
I immediately realized how horribly annoying it was, and I never told anyone that I was interested in it ever, and so I just like never share with anyone anime at all. And then it's like, if after like a few years of knowing somebody, they happen to let slip that they've like watched something anime related, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. I've seen all of the works by that author. Pretty good.
Nice. I feel like it's cool now, though.
It is, yeah. There was definitely, like, between 2015 and 2020, there was some, like, big cultural shift where they were like,
unfortunately,
people were just more accepting of it.
I think it was Attack on Titan.
Really? You think so? Yeah.
I feel like that went mainstream.
So what's that one about?
Lane. Don't even.
So wait, I'm not going to answer that question. What I am going to do is say that
That's giants, right? It's giants and fascism. I'm gonna just interject the very little cultural knowledge through osmosis I've taken in about these things. So that's the one with the teeth. There's like giants with teeth in it.
Yeah. They have actually pretty much every part of human anatomy. Yeah. Cool. So Hiromi Arakawa, the mangaka for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, actually recently did an interview with Isayaka, the mangaka of Attack on Titan, and sort of asked about like what he drew from and like I don't know, just like different things that he was interested in, like how he like developed his story. And I was reading it.
That worries me a little bit because what I've heard is that like the story of Attack on Titan is largely inspired by like pro-imperialism
Japanese imperialism.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It is. Well, I mean, we can talk about it here too, but Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is also about the effects of Japanese imperialism.
Yeah. I figured, but I feel like there's more of a like her take was more of a liberal take. Yeah, critical of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't think that his take on it, especially through Attack on Titan, is a particularly fond view of imperialism. And I think it's and this is something that I think Arakawa does particularly well, which maybe I think other authors don't. It's that sort of old adage that like you can't depict war without like you can't make a war film without like making a film that glorifies war. Mm-hmm. And I think Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, I mean maybe the original maybe makes it look pretty cool, but Brotherhood especially like there's nothing cool about like the Ishvalan War. They never depict it in a positive light. And like even, like the scenes that like you see aren't like they're not flattering to anyone. Even the characters that we know and like
are supposed to like
know and love. Yeah, like characters that you're supposed to root for or enjoy. Like they're like no, these are very bad people. They're war criminals, really. And like a large part of like Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood in general is like them being able to admit that and not only like take responsibility for it, but go so far as to change their nation so that they would be forced to take responsibility for it. And I don't know, I love that a lot. Versus let me check his name so I'm not saying it wrong. Isayama, who definitely has a very different view, but I don't think it's necessarily opposed to this idea that that like what they're doing is wrong, right? Because like a lot of people, and like I think the big meme that like people were sort of like spreading around is like, oh, like Eren was right, and it's very much so literally just like Nazi dog whistle, like oh Hitler was right? Like when people say that about Eren, it's like oh okay, so like I know exactly where your politics lie, and it's I think it's really asinine, but it's very much so like oh like they're glorifying war and they make it look like really cool and like oh look he's this big badass and like look at all the people he's killing, but it's fine because he was wronged by them, and it's like well it's not right, like it's just distinctly not. But Isayama said that he was actually he loved watching American dramas and Hollywood movies growing up, and that he was influenced by the history of war in the early 1900s. And after he read Cloud Above the Hill, which is written by Rotaro Shiba, which is it's a depiction of the Russo-Japanese War, which is super long and I don't know, it like very very bloody, just like conflict between them. It's like almost exclusively like contained to like the far north of Japan, but I mean obviously like its effects are felt all over. And so it's I don't know, it's super interesting there. He also said he was influenced by the movie The Village, which is like super weird, but that's essentially how he came up with the central thesis behind like it's like the setting for Attack on Titan. Lane, you're giving me a weird face. Do you want to talk about The Village? Because I don't know about it. Priya, if you know about The Village, you can talk about it too.
No,
but...
I don't think I do. It sounds vaguely familiar. Like I've probably watched someone recap movie, it.
The Village with Joaquin Phoenix.
What? With Joaquin Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I was thinking about this too. I've not fucking seen Attack on Titan, so I can't really speak to it. But I was thinking, because I feel like the aesthetics of that show are kind of similar to this show in that it's kind of got like this pseudo-Western look to it, like the actual physical setting. Is that true? Or is that just my vibes-based take?
No, I think you're right. Like, it seems like most
like a
people...
Renaissance or medieval steampunk something. Not
yeah,
medieval.
and also it does seem like most people in Attack on Titan are racially white, and it seems like that in Fullmetal Alchemist too. Well, unclear, because sometimes I'm like, are you supposed to be Germany or are you supposed to be something else?
Yeah.
So Fullmetal Alchemist, I think, makes a good. They sort of like make a pretty clear delineation between them, but like or like between like white people and anyone of color in the show. But something that I always found really interesting is that like Ishvalans are like in particular they're like, oh, like they're brown skinned and red eyed.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like plenty of people who are like people of color in the show that they're just like
they just have brown skin,
like,
and
they don't even they just have brown skin. Nobody bats an eye.
There's no like racial politics involving them. That's at least explored in the show.
Which is why it's so interesting that like what's his face? Miles, the Ishvalan who serves up in Briggs, like he makes such a big deal of like always wearing his glasses that conceal his eye color, and then he shows them off. Because it is like it's not like a skin color thing or anything, right? It's a I don't even want to say like it was like an ideological
it's like an
purge,
ethnicity
really, at the end of the day.
It's
ethnicity,
ethnicity,
like
thing,
and it's kind of funny because some of the, obviously like the main country. I almost said where Eren Yeager is from. Not Eren. They're all the same. They're all like these. All these. Is Eren the blonde one? There's a blonde one. In Attack on
Armin
Titan,
is the blonde one.
That's Armin.
Oh, my bad. Got it. Okay. But like the main country is obviously like supposed to be like some sort of like Germany-ish like kind of thing. But then there's it like clearly like there are these other countries that map onto like Russia or like China, and so it's like, okay, but it's not a one-to-one in a lot of these ways, so it's kind of playing fast and loose with it, which is funny.
Yeah. I mean, so Arakawa definitely like researched a lot into like Europe and I'll say like sort of like European history when sort of trying to place like where she wanted to put the series, but I mean I think a big part of what sort of drove at least the Ishvalan to be depicted the way that they are was that where she grew up. So she grew up on Hokkaido Island, which is a little tiny island with and it's pretty far up north, and it has a large number. It has a very large Ainu population who is like they're the natives of Japan, the Ainu, but they are dark skinned, and it's like which is kind of rare. Or I should say it's rare now because their way of life has been destroyed, and like they were pretty much hunter gatherers for the most part. But like like with the death of their like there was some like particular wolf or like fox or whatever
like
that
a
they would
species.
hunt. Yeah. Which they say like, oh, with the death of that, like that was the death of the Ainu people, really. And it's, just, the commercialization, I guess, of Japan, just like with their population growing, yada yada, they sort of force these people into subjugation to a certain degree. Not even subjugation, I guess, because they weren't forcing them to do anything, but like they were killed and ostracized from society.
Right. It was either like leave, assimilate, die.
Yeah.
And a lot of the assimilation was like, we don't want you here. Like you're not coming with us. And like just the way that the Ainu people live was very incongruous with the way that Japan was developing at the time, especially with different Western influences. Although that primarily comes from like ports down from the south, like Danish ports, from where they first start getting like gunpowder and whatnot from. But yeah, that was a super long process. But there's still a decent Ainu population on the island, which is what a lot of people think that she sort of got that from.
It's kind of interesting that it's based on like an indigenous kind of people, or that was like the inspiration, because I think it's impossible to watch this today and not map it onto Palestine. Like I feel like that's so...
Even in high school, that's exactly what I thought of. It just like, even like the area of the map, that's immediately your mind goes to Palestine.
So I have seen people say that, and I don't think it's true, but I have seen people say that Ishval is supposed to be like a different interpretation for the name Israel.
Sure,
and that
it's very similar.
Amestris,
I see
right,
that,
right. And Amestris is just a sort of conglomeration of like Western imperialism in total, right? And so the effects of the war in Europe, and then the displacement of the Jewish people down to Israel, also displaced a huge number of people who were already living there, right? And I mean, the same thing, which when they talk about like the founding of the country, right? They're like, oh, it started out as a very small nation, and they expanded really aggressively, and then they came across these people who were very like dissimilar to them, and they took their homes and they killed all of them, right? And it's like, oh, okay, so this is like really distinctly one-to-one mapping onto Palestine.
Yeah, especially with how Amestris is continuously mentioned as like a younger country.
Yes, yeah. And I mean, so this was also being created at around the time of the Iraq War, right? So the manga was written for around 10 years, but it started like early 2000s, like into the year 2000.
Peak like post, post 90s Gulf War shit. Yeah, right.
Right. So just rising tensions in general in the Middle East, and a lot more attention being paid there. So I mean, I do think that a lot of that is just sort of, I mean, like, if you extract, like, the base, like, oh, hey, like the base emotions that people come across, like, in war, and you really sort of distill that down to, like, hey, like, you know, if you kill people and take away their homes, they're gonna hate you for generations, right? Down to, like, a science. It's like, yeah, I mean, duh, I guess, right? I will say that, specifically, Fullmetal Alchemist, Priya, have you seen Fullmetal Alchemist? The 2003?
No, I saw Brotherhood first,
okay.
And then I feel like a bunch of people are like, don't even bother with 2003, it's not going to be the same.
Oh, that's crazy. That is a crazy thing to say. They definitely push more for the Amestris' Germany side of things, right? And they almost, in some ways or I'll say in one very distinct way, they do like a one-to-one comparison between the two. Where they're like, yeah, no, like, Amestris is Germany, and they essentially, like, say that out loud. Which is, like, fine. I don't know. But in Brotherhood, the scriptwriter, or the screenwriter, Sho Aikawa, he sort of had, not, like, notes, but he definitely took the show in a certain direction where he didn't, and I believe this was probably due to certain editors and whatnot, but, like, it's kind of difficult to release anything that's like anti-Japanese imperialism or like that's sort of like too inflammatory, I guess I'll say, across pretty much any front in Japan. You need to have like a decent amount of, I guess, notoriety already in order to have any sort of groundbreaking ideas. And that applies across like a lot of different axes. But like we were talking about earlier, with people of color within Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood specifically, I don't remember in Fullmetal Alchemist, because I haven't seen that in 15 years, maybe more. It's been a little bit over that. But, I mean, it was still primarily like a lot of white people there, right? And something that we're kind of pushing for in Brotherhood is like normalizing the idea that there like were just people in the world that like, you know, like, people just have colored skin, like, that's fine, you know? And that's something that they did try to do, when they were, like, screenwriting this one. And like, also, that's why they tried to incorporate a bit more of the idea of, like, disabilities and showing people that have, like, amputees and whatnot, and, like, this idea that, like, yeah, I mean, that is just, like, not that much of a factor in this world. Like, they don't really see it as I mean, I'm not going to say that they don't see it as something to be I don't know, like saddened about, but it's not something to be like looked down upon, right? Which is something I really like. Like people don't look at Ed as a victim in many ways, except as a victim of like his own hubris when they figure out that like
how he lost his
sort
limbs.
of like
yeah.
Well, that he lost his limbs performing human transmutation, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a war-torn country, so yeah, oops. But like, it's a war-torn country, and like prosthetics are so normalized that it's just like a way of life. And even seeing kids with prosthetics, they're like, well, kind of whatever. Do you see the guy in the big suit next to him? But then like when they're like, oh shit, like you did the taboo. I don't know, buddy.
So just kind of coming back to the conceit of like the big reveals that happen late in season 4 and season 5. I liked season 5 more, and I'm calling them seasons. I know they're whatever parts.
Really,
whatever.
I feel well, I mean, I do like most of the season 5 episodes, but I feel like by the time I got to season 5, I was like, holy fuck, this is just gonna be the whole season's gonna be one day. With the exception
it is,
of, like,
yes.
2
That is the one
like,
thing.
that is ridiculous.
I love that.
Season 4 is definitely paced more nicely, but season 5, at least, it's like you do get the fun of like, all right, we're paying everything off, right? You do get the payoff of like everyone is here.
Yeah,
everything
it's
will
a
pay
big
off.
party.
Yeah.
But,
and they just check every box, right? Like it's like, oh hey, you remember this guy? He's back. Like, hey, you remember this gal? She's over there. And it's like, oh shit, let's go. I remember everyone.
Which does limit the story in the sense that I'm like, okay, I know everybody's going to be here, so I know exactly when something's going wrong. I know exactly which character is going to show up at the last minute because I have object permanence in the way that kids do not, when they're watching this show. This is a show for kids, right? Can we safely, now that we're through it, this is a show for kids?
Yeah, it's a shonen.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's always been a show for kids.
Priya, Ricky has challenged me on this and been like, actually...
I never challenged you on that.
All right.
I never challenged you on that. I think that there are ideas
Ricky, this is not the... This is...
I do think, like...
I've
you
never
have to be a
you
certain age to understand some of the ideas and concepts.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, like, it's a fighting show at the end of the day. Who doesn't love that as a child?
That's true. True.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's made for teen boys, and I think even on either the first or second episode, I said like, yeah, it's a shonen. It's made for like teenage boys, age 13 to 15, and that's like when I fell in love with it. It's awesome. But like that being said, I don't think that there's not ideas that are like important and cool within it, right?
The ideas are fine. I think it can only top out so high. Like it can only because it's a show for children. That's not to say that don't get all on your fucking haunches.
No,
Ricky.
I'm agreeing with you.
Not you. Not you. Ricky,
no. Lane's saying this to me. The guy who's showing a lot of emotion off of this right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, rewatching this after I haven't rewatched this in at least 5 years, if not more. And like
about the same for me too. Yeah.
But also with like everything going on in Palestine, I was like, oh, I can't be as like excited about seeing these characters that are part of the military. And like, especially because I started from season 3 onwards, I was like, I'm also not prepared to be as sympathetic towards them. Because I think the beginning of season 3 is when Riza talks about her experience in the Ishmaelan War.
Yeah, as a sniper.
And I remember this one scene where it was like, I think Riza was there, but it was mainly focusing on Mustang and a couple other soldiers, and they were complaining about how upset they are that they joined the military to make their country a better place, but now they have to kill all these people. And Kimberly's like, well, what the fuck did you expect? You joined the military.
This is what you signed
up
for.
And I was like, I hate to agree with him, but what the fuck did you expect? You knew you were being hired as a weapon for the government.
And
like, you can't... I mean, yeah, part of me was like, I understand that, like, I'll never understand the experience of veterans and how traumatizing that is, but I'm also like, you literally just, like, killed a bunch of people. You can't complain about the fact that, like, you had to do that. Like, it's like when people are like, oh, it hurt me to do that to you, like, to hurt you more than whatever hurt I imposed on you. And I'm like,
yeah.
It made me respect Louis Armstrong more. Yeah, because I remember when I first watched it, and like even on like a rewatch when like 5 years ago or whatever, I sort of glanced by it, but I remember when I first watched it, I was like, oh, okay, like he's just wussing out, like this is like what war is, you know, like I mean, as a teenage kid, I'm like, yeah, you know, like whatever, but now, especially knowing that like, so when Arakawa was writing this, she interviewed a lot of different like World War II veterans who were like on the front lines, and a lot of them have like these, and she wanted to try to display the different ways that people dealt with like PTSD and like their trauma from engaging in war, and so it's interesting to like see the, I don't know, just like the different personalities, because obviously she picked like 5 different personalities, and like she was like, oh, this is what all military people fall into, and so it's, I don't know. I like that. I think it's really cool to see. And, like, especially people who feel, like, betrayed by their nation, like, with promises of, oh, like we're doing this to, you know, be a greater nation, and this is, like, what will make us greater, right?
And, I went through a lot of back and forth about how I felt about the characters that were, like, both in the military and involved in the war. Because, like, I don't have those feelings about Ed and Al, because I'm like, you guys... we're children for the majority of the series, and like we're not involved.
Like 10
really.
years old.
Yeah. But I did have the same feeling about Louis Armstrong watching this, like watching it this time around, and I found that it was really interesting to me that his sister had a problem with how he handled that, right? And he also had a problem with it too, but for 2 different reasons, where she was like, you should have stuck by your nation, and he was like, I should have done more to change my nation.
To stop it,
And I feel like in that moment I was like, I feel like the author is telling us that like, no matter what, like, it's worse to just stand by and do nothing. Though I don't think he was doing nothing. I'm like, that is giving permission for other soldiers to also deflect. But
right,
of course he's going to be hard on himself about it.
Yeah. One of the scenes that really underlined that for me, which I had missed like the first time watching this, or I just forgot about or whatever, because like the one pretty iconic scene about that is where like he's crying and telling like his superior officer like, I'm not doing it, like I'm just not doing this anymore, like I'm leaving, and that was the one that I always sort of remembered. But there's a scene where like there's like a group of Ishvalans like running down like a road or whatever, being chased by like just, you know, a bunch of like guys in the blue suits, right, military guys, and he builds a wall to like stop them from continuing running, and he's sitting on the other side of it as like you hear like the bullets going by, and I'm like, oh fuck, like, and it's like very clearly that like that is like right before he goes and tells his superior officer like, hey, I'm done with it, like I'm not doing this, and the guy goes, all right, well, like you're just a dog of the military, like I'll get someone else. And it's, I mean, it's just how like disposable they are, right? Like he's like, all right, like whatever, like it literally doesn't matter, I just need another person to pull the trigger, like, and I'll get them. But so like on that same token though, what do you think of Kimbley's like weird fucking, like, not only like his weird fascination with like, oh, like I am going to kill all the Ishvalins, I'm maniacally evil, but also it like it's not just that, he like it's so weird because it almost doesn't seem like, obviously it's like racism, right? But like he also killed like his commanding officers because they were like, hey dude, you gotta stop killing people. And he's like,
I think he would be a serial killer if he could, and this was like a state sanctioned serial killing spree for him. So
he's kind of just like he's just like a chaos agent in a way. Like he's not like the ideology isn't as important to him as just
he's not necessarily motivated by racism, but he's like, this is a great excuse to kill a bunch of people. And then I can't remember the exact incident for why he's in jail. He like killed a bunch of people in the military, right?
His commanding officer. There was like,
was it just because they were in his way?
No, well, essentially they were like, hey, like war's over, you know, like they were like, listen, like we killed all of their like military leaders, pretty much like most of them, right? Like, and as we see, there's only like a few sort of, I don't want to say outcroppings, but there's like a few like slums that have developed over time that the Ishvalans have sort of like congregated at, like as the series went on after the war, but like. That was just because they were like, yeah, war's over. And he was like, no, I'm going to go back out and keep killing them. And they said, dude, like, let's go find you another job to do, like, literally anything else.
He's like, said, not unless it involves killing human beings.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
But one of his lines really sticks with me, is that, like, hey, if you're going to kill someone, be sure to remember them, because they're going to remember you. And it's... Like those words kind of like haunt Mustang and like Riza Hawkeye. We don't know if it haunted Hughes. I mean I guess we can assume so, right?
Yeah.
But like that's never really shown. In fact, Hughes is like the only one that doesn't get at least of like the good guys, that doesn't get like a
reflection on the war.
Kind of,
yeah. Well, he wasn't alive
he
long enough
dies.
for that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Which like. Kind of like almost. Does anyone die other than Hohenheim? Like,
one of
like in the climactic,
the grandfather.
Yeah, one of the Briggs guys.
Yeah, right.
Buccaneer.
Right.
One of the Buccaneer.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like,
they actually go down together.
Like at least 5 times in my notes app, it says more people should be dead now because I'm just the plot armor is strong.
Yeah. And well, and the one Shing guy, of the prince, right? One of his bodyguards.
The grandfather.
Oh yeah, the grandfather.
Oh, that's him. Yeah. So,
and they died at the same time, essentially, right?
Right. Yeah. They like, yeah. So,
I love the grandfather's death. That shit's so cool. When he pops out, he's got the fucking little detonation things on him or whatever. Yeah, the little bombs.
He's badass.
And then immediately all cut. Dude. So sick.
I like kind of talking about the plot armor of it all. I was really kind of in the beginning when we were first kind of setting up the stakes of the like Ed and Alphonse, like their like quest or what, you know, for like recovering their body. It really did seem like, oh, they might have to make like some really serious sacrifice, or like, you know, how are they gonna, like the kind of moral questions of using
Ida, stop.
You know, alchemy in this way. And like I feel like as it went on, the plot armor, like really there isn't another significant death after Hughes until the kind of the end. And so it was like, okay, this is going to wrap up kind of with a bow on it. You know, I understand that Alphonse or Ed has to make the sacrifice to not use alchemy basically, but that's not the level of stakes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very optimistic story.
They really don't have to confront a lot of these like dark questions. I feel like don't get kind of like proper due, and part of that is because of the, you know, the it is like a fighting show, like you've said. So it's not as important. You know,
it's
the
a fighting
philosophical
show and it's a kid
questions.
show. It's like
right.
The philosophical questions are I think most of the questions are meant to be like brought up, and it's like, hey, you can talk about this with your kid and say like, oh, like maybe they aren't the good guys. And I think they do that especially well with like Mustang, and I mean Mustang's whole like idea behind coming Führer is that he wants to punish the war criminals, like the crimes that happened within Ishval, right?
Oh, Priya's having a reaction to this.
No, I have mixed feelings about Roy Mustang. I feel like
what a teacher's pet. What a little fucking goody two shoes. Like, yeah.
When I went back and listened to y'all's like episode about the first season, I remember Ricky, you said that Roy was one of your favorite characters when you first watched it, and he was one of my favorite characters too. But I literally was like, bro, you're not Obama. What the hell is this? Like, everyone's treating you like you're...
He's like this great leader. Yeah,
and I'm like, you're like probably our age. Well, no, he's probably like 10 years older than us, but
still.
And like, I think the author is very much an idealist too, so it shines through in Roy Mustang, and like how we leave off with him, I feel like it makes sense. It's very cute. Like I'm happy he's like working on Ishvalan relations, and at the same time I'm like, oh yeah, you're gonna use this Philosopher's Stone because at the end of the day you care about yourself.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I think is like I mean, they both go through. Like they're kind of parallels to each other, right? Like they're both trying to reconcile with like a mistake that they made in the past, right? And then it's like, all right, so how much are they willing to use what's around them? And the Elrics are like, well, we're not using Philosopher's Stone. We're not using anyone else's life at all, right? Like we're not killing anyone. We're not using Philosopher's Stone. You know, like it's like me and him, and we're getting our bodies back, and that's it. I like that a lot. I don't know.
I do like it. I liked that the horrors of like war and like dealing with what am I trying to say? Like a revolution didn't make them have to like turn back on their ideals and didn't make them have to sacrifice that. And instead their sacrifice was like biding their time, and for Ed, his alchemy, and like there's a lot of value in teaching children that like yes, there are painful sacrifices, and a lot of that is like hard work and time.
So Ed giving up his alchemy is him giving up his entire worldview too, at a certain point, right? Because he's very much like, I mean, his entire life was devoted to alchemy, right? Like there's not really much to his character outside of like he is the alchemist, you know, and then he gets to become just a normal person, right?
Which is so...
It's kind of like the opposite of apotheosis, you know? Like instead of becoming godlike, he's just becoming normal.
The ending when he and Winry like have their little thing, and she says it in the like alchemy terms, you know, where they're talking about equivalent exchange, and he's so pissed off because he's like, I can't even fucking do that anymore. Like, can you chill out?
Yeah.
It's funny
because he was like, I'll give you 50% of my life if you give me 50% of yours, and she's like,
fuck
that, I'll give you 100. And then and then she's like, well, actually, like I kind of need to save some to give to other people, you know. Like,
she's like, how about 70?
Yeah, it's super cute. I love their relationship. I think it's cute and nice. As Winry like grew to, we talked about this in the second ep, but Priya, I think you missed it, like where Winry like starts to like realize, oh shit, like I got a crush on Ed. She's like, oh, like when did he have such broad shoulders, you know? I love that. I thought it was so cute. It's so much fun. See, because like I don't know, it's first love, right? And like they were childhood friends, so it's fun watching that develop, you know? Yeah. What were you gonna say, Lane?
I was gonna say, is that required in every anime that there's like the girl best friend, childhood best friend? Yeah.
Childhood friend is a huge trope in Japanese media. Yeah, childhood. It's like specifically childhood friend. And it's like, and even like
either gender. Like
either gender. I was gonna say it's like pretty common. Like if your protagonist like is a girl, she's going to have a guy like childhood best friend show up at some point in the series, and like it's going to be a big like, oh, you've changed so much, and then like I mean, you know, it's just fun. But yeah, that's one huge trope. It's one that I like a lot too.
Can we talk about the original homunculus in the fucking jar?
The
dwarf in the flask.
Yeah. What the fuck? I was like, kind of like that. It's just some goo. Like I was expecting like a demon, you know, or something.
Yeah, he's just a goo guy.
Yeah. No, I feel like
I would say he kind of is a demon.
He is, yeah.
Because he comes from the other side. Yeah.
Okay, but he's like
truth.
Some goo. Like he's just like cork it. Like it would be fine. Yeah, I don't know. It just
well, that's why he's dangerous. Like or like he uses manipulation at first, and then he's dangerous after he gets a body.
Right. Well, he gets all of that energy, right? And that's sort of, it's assumed that like that like his incorporeal form, that like ghostly bit, is like the energy of his soul or whatever. And so the reason he could expand it so much and like essentially become like a part of Central. As they like develop Central was because he had so much energy. Just like from all of the souls.
That reminds me of two things.
Xerxes.
I might forget the second thing by the time I get there. But
one at a time, though.
Okay, so we were talking a little bit earlier about how Ed lost alchemy, right? And I remember in y'all's episode covering season 1, Lane was like, I feel like alchemy's not a good thing. Like, it's not supposed to be a good thing. And I feel like you're right.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is, like, kind of not necessarily, I don't know if that was, like, an intentional theme, but I was like, yeah, alchemy's not a good thing. And, like, Ed giving it up is kind of indicative of that.
I've always seen alchemy as, and I think this is from watching Fullmetal Alchemist first, as a nuclear weapon, like, comparison, or like,
I can see that.
Sort of stand-in, right? Allegory, yes. And especially in terms of how Japan really, really shifted, like, their ideas behind nuclear, even after, like, being bombed, right? Which is, like, just horrific. They still, like, build nuclear power plants, right? Very much so, like, the Roy Mustang, like, well, I'm going to take advantage of whatever I can to, like, help my people. You know?
Yeah, and, so, like, the source of... Oh, sorry. Did you want to say something?
No, you have more interesting things to say than me.
Okay, I was just going to say, like, on top of that, the source of alchemy in Amestris is these souls from Xerxes, right?
Kinda. So, father is...
Yeah.
It's... Well, kind of. Father is blocking alchemy, right? There is, like, a natural alchemic order to the world, which is much more akin to alchemy, right? But then, like, alchemy is kind of like a weird... Like, that's why there are so many limitations upon alchemy, and, like, that... like, so alchemy, you can do it remote, their circles are, like, a lot less confining, and, it's
right, because when May does her circles, towards, like, she just needs the little knives.
Yes, yeah, her kunai, yeah. And she also does a lot of healing, like, a lot. Because it's, I mean, we do hear that there is, like, human alchemy that's performed, but a lot of that, it's alchemy is more knowledge-based. I mean, they're both, like, hugely knowledge-based, right? It's, like, understanding, like, oh, how the energy flows, yada, yada. But alchemy is definitely more, like, we have to understand, like, it's like feng shui, essentially, versus, like, I don't know, like electric power or something.
Method. I don't know. But
yeah,
I get what you're saying. And also, I did think it was interesting. I was like, okay, why do you guys describe alchemy as, like, a medical version of alchemy? Like, why can't you guys figure out how to do that yourselves? It seems like alchemy,
so
the way they use it, and I think maybe it's a cultural thing, they use it often to destroy. Or and less often to repair or to heal.
So medical alchemy is used, and, like, it is a thing within the universe. They mentioned it a few times, but it's hard to come by, right? A lot of their travels is trying to find information about it, and, like, even within, like, the National Library, they're like, man, we can't find much about this shit. Like, the only thing we really get is that, like, oh, there is some medical alchemy, and it's close to this other form of power, which is called alchemy, right? And they're like, oh, so maybe we should look into alchemy instead. Lane, you're looking confused. What's up?
I'm not confused. No, I'm just...
Sorry.
No, yeah, I'm holding my face contemplatively. I guess to me, the fact that they end this series with Alphonse is going to go investigate and do more research, and so is Ed, different research, of course, but they're both still researching, like, generally science and magic, right? And so I feel like alchemy is a stand-in for just, like, the general pursuit of knowledge about the world and, like, the sciences, whichever one, take your pick. But then the pursuit, or, like, the pursuit of power, or, like, ungodly power, I think is, or kind of, like, the pursuit of becoming, like, breaking the laws of nature, I think is the thing that's really demonized. So many of the various, like, villains in the show, when they're reduced, they're truly reduced when they're removed of their alchemy, or when they're defeated, they are, like, shown in a very pathetic way. I'm thinking of Pride, or any of those.
Envy,
especially
Envy as well. So, like, they're shown in this pathetic way, and it's kind of like, you're lesser. They're pursuing this power that they shouldn't have had, that they didn't deserve, whatever. It was inhuman. It was XYZ. So I guess I don't see it necessarily as like a stand-in of just like alchemy is bad necessarily, but that the pursuit of it in these like without boundaries or like defying the laws of nature, Jurassic Park kind of vibes, or Frankenstein, take your pick. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that's the whole idea behind the taboo, right? Is that like, oh, there's a line you can't cross. That is human alchemy, right?
Right.
You can't create a person like that is.
But
that
they
is
don't
the
think.
Taboo, right?
I just don't think the show is saying in general alchemy is bad. Full stop. Like I don't think that's the view.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Even though it seems bad.
Yeah,
even though now I'm like they seems bad. Seems like they should leave it alone. Like, but
No. I think the show definitely like views it as a tool more than anything, right?
Yeah.
Which is why which is why I like the nuclear power comparison, just because
there's no Godzilla.
They still use it, right? Like they're still like going to use it. That's true.
There's no Godzilla in this, so I don't know how much the thing really makes sense.
True.
Just saying.
Yeah.
All right. My second thing was
yes. No, please.
Do you guys think that the homunculi have souls?
Yeah.
I also think that, but I'm also like, if you guys are made up of a bunch of people's souls, where did yours come from?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's the super. Yeah.
But I guess in the same way that like human souls don't necessarily come from a place. It just happens when you're born.
Yeah. I always saw the dwarf in the flask. So when we see him returning to the other side, and even when he's trying to pull down like the moon and like absorb like the energy from the other side into him, so like we know that on the other side of the door is truth, knowledge, whatever, yada yada. But assumedly it's like they do a lot of like the white light stuff, and like people's like whenever we see like Ed or Al going through the gate, it's like a bright white light, and then like it's they have their life in like reels around them, right? Or like long spooling like reels just floating past. And I always took that to mean that it was like that's like before life, right? Like that like behind the door is like not only like where souls return to, but where they come from. And the dwarf in the flask is a being like directly from that world brought into ours, like through Xerxian alchemy, whatever they would have called it at the time, right?
Yeah.
Which is why he has that knowledge of the other side that he brings over, and that's how to create a philosopher's stone. Because over there, souls aren't really defined or discrete, I guess. It's just sort of like one big, cumulonimbus cloud of energy, right? And so by like taking like a part of that, like, I guess, like knowledge or truth or whatever, and then trying to give it form in the world, they create this blight against God, right? The dwarf in the flask homunculus. And then he tries to separate from himself, like the parts of like the ego or superego that he sees as being less than pure, right? Being too human, and those are the 7 deadly sins. Yeah,
his children.
Yeah, and they all die because of because of like
Pride is still alive.
Technically true. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that one. Yeah.
Get
that
fucking guy off the screen. Fuck that kid.
Yeah, true.
I hate that kid. That guy
Sell
sucks.
him more than anything. No.
I liked him as a villain, to be honest.
Yeah, I love Selim.
Yeah.
He's got cool powers.
When we're first introduced to him too, and like when Riza first figures out that he's a homunculus, and then she goes to call Mustang, and like the shadow creeps up, and he's like, you're smart, just like Hughes, but watch out, you're good as a hostage, but only for so long. By the way, I'm always watching because I am the shadows. I love that shit. It's so cool.
That was such a great
and
scene.
I also love the way that they like pass notes to each other through like encoded messages. Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah, they're like playing chess and trying to figure out like what they're trying to say to each other. It's fun.
Yeah.
So we're talking about alchemy, how it's maybe not a great thing. I kind of wanted to bring this up earlier when we were talking about Japanese imperialism, but I think the show also sort of early on is hinting at some of Japan's war crimes in small ways. But Japan during the war, just for some context, did a number of experiments on twins, which are like really gross and horrible and dehumanizing. And I feel like that's a part of why Ed and Al, or it's part of why Arakawa sort of painted Ed and Al as being like bonded by the soul, right? And so a part of their experiments were to see if twins were bonded by the soul through like torture and whatnot, and seeing if the other would respond to it. And it reminds me of the twins in the lab, the fifth laboratory, who are like turned into a suit of armor, one whole suit of armor, but they're two twins that control it. Which is just, I don't know. There were also experiments performed on like murderers and like, I'll say unwanted parts of society, I guess.
Doesn't
which is like very distinctly like, but that's what they talk about throughout. Like, they're like, like these experiments done in like the fifth laboratory and like all the different laboratories. So like the people that they name are the exact people that like Japan also kind of distinctly experimented on.
It's a very common, isn't it? Yeah, isn't it common? You experiment on your undesired, like, not to be crass about it, but like that's a very common thing, right? Like they did that in the Holocaust. Like yeah,
it doesn't necessarily make it more okay is what I was trying to say.
Right? Yeah.
Oh no, no. But I do think that it's like I was mentioning earlier how it's like maybe a strong stance for a mangaka to take, because like you generally don't like to talk bad about Japan or what Japan has done in the past at any point in time, and even just like mentioning that is sort of like transgressive in certain ways, which I mean something similar also happened recently, where a character in a manga who was a doctor who was performing inhuman experiments, he named it's from My Hero Academia, Priya, if you've heard of it. His like full name is it used the original kanji for log, which was what they called the prisoners of the who were being experimented on in the war, and it was later changed afterwards because there was just like a huge controversy around it. It took like 2 weeks for it to like be officially changed, and like he had a new name and everything. But it's still alive and well today, where they're like, yeah, like you are not going to touch on the subject, like that's not. We don't talk about like our nation's shame in that way. So I think Arakawa, we talked before about how like a lot of these things are very similar. You can sort of you can put this framework over like most tragedies that occur, and like you'll find similarities there. But it's I don't know, it's kind of brave for them to mention something that's even like that similar to what Japan did during the war.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Talking about the gateway, just in general, and kind of the reveal of, the eye or whatever that the creature ends up really being is just kind of like a stand-in for God, the one that's actually in the gateway on the other side. What did you guys think of that?
I think I was not surprised. I think I'm trying to like remember how I felt as a child too. I think I was kind of geeked because kind of like the philosophy around God that they have is very similar to Hinduism. So like being a really religious kid, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like other people also think this way." About like
he's just like me for real. Yeah
exactly. I was like what is all is one. That's what we say in Sunday school. So obviously like this time around I was like, yes, truth is just like another way to say this is God. So I didn't even like register that as like an actual reveal until you just said that.
Well, yeah. Well, because earlier in the I want to say the previous season, maybe 4 or 3, they kind of make it look like that character, the truth kind of like stand-in does look a little bit like Ed. I think when it's talking to Alphonse, or maybe when it's also talking to Ed, and I was like, is this going to be like some sort of like, what I mean? Like,
I think that God is supposed to look like whoever's
talking. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
It's like a reflection of you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. When Alphonse talks to the truth, it's always in his body.
Yeah.
Right.
Like he always sees it in his body, which is because like that's what was sort of sacrificed.
Right.
But yeah. I was also super geeked when I first watched it. I was like, oh shit, like, oh my god, like all is one and one is all. This is so cool and sick. It's awesome. I love this. I think the bigger one for me, and like this is kind of sappy, but the after bit where Alphonse is talking to Mrs. Hughes and like the kid, I think Eliza or whatever, but where he's like, yeah, so we're trying this radical new theory where like 1 + 1 doesn't have to equal 2; it's more than 2, right? And I was like, oh, that's cute, and it's, I don't know, it's nice because I feel like there are a lot of like these like really sort of like zero cost but like positive sum games that like people, I don't know, especially now, are sort of like disdain or like look down on, and it's like, it costs you nothing to be nice, man. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you mean, and I do think that like Alphonse has always been like such a sweet little boy, and
he's like 8
and then we finally get to see him back in his body. Oh,
I know. I feel like I always forget he's only 1 or 2 years younger than Ed, because especially like not seeing his body, I'm just like, that's a baby voice.
Well,
what do you
and
mean?
his voice, he does have like the little kid voice. Yeah.
So they keep it that way because it's supposed to be like his soul isn't really like aging properly, right? Because it's disconnected from his body. And one thing that like, I don't know, I think it's weird, and I'm gonna bring it up here, is how much like May was like, oh my god, like I love you so much, and like he, like I get that maybe he's like a bit mentally stunted or whatever, but like I don't know, he's like a little too happy to be like, yeah, May, like oh my god, like, and like he's like, oh, like I can't wait to see May again, yada yada, and I'm like, bro, she's like 4. Like, I don't know.
I think that older than 4.
She's also
she's really young,
somewhat age appropriate for him. But,
I mean, like mentally, sure, like like I said, like we see Alphonse sort of like
I do remember
disappear when he's like, I don't know.
He's like 12,
like 8 or something.
Maybe he's
12,
younger than that. Yeah, I think at the beginning of the series they are 14 and 15. I did look that up. So he must have been 11 when they transmuted their mom. So it was 3 years before. Yeah. But I did think it was really funny. At one point, May like is finally like introduced to Winry and gets really jealous. And Alphonse is like, I swear there's nothing between us. And then he was like, why the fuck am I
Why am I defending myself? I don't have to do this shit. When Alphonse gives up his body and he like makes May, like May is the only one who can do it, right? Like obviously it's like oh, and like so she essentially has to like kill him. It's like like yeah.
I will say the most go ahead.
I was going to say, what's everybody's favorite characters now? Because, Priya, you mentioned earlier that I did mention Roy Mustang was one of my favorites. I'm not gonna... I don't know who my favorite is now. It's so tough to define. It's because, like, I like so many of the characters. But, like, I definitely don't view him maybe as favorably as I did before. Because a lot of, like, what I remembered was, like, oh, shit, yeah. He did the fire, the snap. I love the snap. And then he makes the flames. That's so cool. And now I'm like, oh, this guy's just like a fucking beleaguered war criminal who's, haunted by demons and trying to do whatever he can to make it right.
I think also, like, as a kid, I was really charmed by his confidence and, like, kind of arrogance. And now I'm like, I hate when a man is confident.
I hate when a man.
Exactly. As a child, my very favorite character was Ed, because I'm basic, and also because I really identified with how angry he was. I was like,
true.
Yeah,
valid.
A lot of shit has happened. You should be able to pop off. And now, I don't know, I think it is really hard. I feel like the women in the story are always gonna be like really near and dear to me. Like,
hell yeah.
Like Riza, I just sometimes I'm like, I pretend I do not see that you were a sniper. Because she's
when she talks
really cool
when she talks about her backstory in the war, I pretend I do not hear.
And then I really love Izumi Curtis's story too.
I love
like,
Miss Curtis. She's so cool.
Yeah, and the inclusion of like, I feel like that's not something that's talked about in anime, like dealing with a stillborn child or miscarriage. I can't remember which exactly. And also like the feelings that come with that, and like the desperation that she felt. And I just also love that her and her husband are just power couple and cuties.
Yeah. Oh, they're so sick. When they're taking down Sloth with the Armstrongs, I'm like, let's fucking go! Let's go!
Just blowing the mic out. The levels, bro. The level. If you're gonna yell, do it back here. Please don't yell into the mic.
I am gonna yell into the mic.
Oh my god.
One of my favorite parts of Izumi Curtis's story, at least, especially in the beginning, like, I mean, the last, like part 5, I think is just, like, awesome, in terms of, like, everyone's storylines getting wrapped up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, before that, when Ed calls her and tells her, like, hey, just so you know, like, the humans that you create through human transmutation, like, you're not bringing them back, right? Mm-hmm. Because, like, it's, in a lot of ways, she blamed herself for, like bringing her kid back to life just to, have them die a second time, right? And I don't know, it's so interesting that, like, people can get, like, so guilt-ridden. I mean, I don't know. I think it's an interesting take to imagine a world that, like, has these powers, and then, like, how, like, when people who do commit the taboo, like, the different ways that they can torture themselves over, like, oh, fuck, like, how badly did I fuck up? Even though it's like, no, like, it's just not possible.
It's just
like,
not
you just
possible,
can't do it.
And there's, like, no way you could have known that, really. Because it's also, like, not something that's talked about, and for
they just
reason.
Say don't do it, and then it's only people who are, like, driven to despair who have to, right?
I do think it's interesting. I feel like so many of the characters are, like, often have to, like, confront their guilt. And I do like that. I like that there is that depiction of, like, no matter what, like, we'll always have regrets in our lives, and we just have to live with that.
I feel like the whole series is about confronting guilt, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, even every single character, even, like, Hohenheim, like, all his whole story arc is like, that. Damn, like, he's like, damn, I sure feel guilty about, like, killing everyone I knew and loved, and, like, now I house half of them within myself.
I sure feel
then,
guilty about being a deadbeat dad and somehow not being around for my wife to die. Like, I'm just like, if you were there, you could have healed her. What the fuck?
Maybe. So she did, I think she died from, like, a fall or something when she got sick, and it's like, alright, like, but, like, with alchemy, he could really just, like, fix anything. It doesn't really matter,
I was just thinking, like,
Philosopher's Stone, yada yada.
When she got sick, you could have healed her sickness.
Helped heal her.
Assumedly, he didn't know.
No, I don't think he knew.
Or also, he could have just, like, maybe stopped his kids from doing, the unthinkable. Like, he could have just, like, been a parent. Like,
again, he just, like, wasn't around for that at all.
Yeah, he was just, like, yeah.
Well, because he's trying to, like, make up for his past sins, and then when he does that, he finally goes back home, and he talks to Pinaka.
And he's like, fuck, more sins! Yeah.
Well, yeah. She's like, where the fuck were you, Like, sins of the father, sins of the son! And then he's like, fuck, sins of the son! And he tries to make up for it in his own way a couple of times by, like, sort of reaching out to Ed, and, like, Ed's like, fuck you, Dad. Like, fuck you.
I know. I'm like, part of me, as an adult, I'm like, yeah, maybe you should hear him out. But I'm also like, yeah, you deserve to be mean to your dad. Alphonse is too nice.
I think it's kind of valid, yeah. And then even at the end, where, like, Ed is like, but, like, Al and I both said we're not using Philosopher's Stone, even if it's like you, even if it's our dad, and you're willingly giving us like your entirety, right? We're not using it because we made that promise to ourselves. And he gets around it by by debasing himself to becoming a normal human. It's like, all right.
Yeah. Well, I get thematically, maybe. I can see why he dies at the end, with his wife, or like at his wife's grave. But
it's so fucking inefficient. He's alive for like 1 day to visit her grave, and then he dies, and I'm like, bro!
He's waiting for his age to catch up to him.
Crazy.
But
and he's at least 200, right? It's like, dude, like, get out of here. 350? Yeah. What the fuck?
But what pisses me off is I'm like, damn, there you go, being a deadbeat dad again. Like,
true, yeah.
He didn't even stick around.
Literally this time, he's like literally dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Your son just got his body back, bro. They're both in the hospital.
Yeah.
It's like, go visit them.
He didn't even visit them. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he had to visit Trisha, like, see what's going on with her.
Clown
Still
shit.
Good. Yeah. I know we started this because I was asking who's people's favorite characters were. Lane, your favorite character?
So I pulled up. I was looking at like the roster of characters just so I could survey them all, and one of the Google image results was this graphic, which I don't know if you guys can see, but it's basically Myers-Briggs. It's like it says like Myers-Briggs. Which
Briggs?
MBTI are you? Yeah, as the which character are you based on your MBTI? So,
okay.
I thought that was fun.
What's your MBTI?
It's been a long time since I took mine. I thought you were asking me like what it is.
No, that's what I was asking.
Oh,
I feel like I haven't taken it really since high school when we were forced to.
I think I'm
is
a Gryffindor.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah,
is that the int J, P, Q, or whatever one?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I kind of I like Armstrong. General, like Major General Armstrong. The Briggs. But I feel like am I crazy for saying like Greed or Sloth? Like those were like the
Greed.
Most interesting ones.
Greed is my fucking favorite.
Greed's fun.
Really like Greed.
It's so cool.
Greed's cool.
I think Greed is, and like Ling also, because like a lot of times they're Greeling, right?
I like Greedling,
yeah. I love Greeling. I'd say Greeling is probably my favorite, but and it's only because like I love Ling and I love Greed.
I like their relationship with each other too.
Yeah. And like when they're sort of fighting back and forth, and then when Ling starts to really like get under his fucking skin. And he's like, dude, I thought you wanted the world, right?
Yeah, all right.
And he's like, I know you remember your friends from like your previous life, and like Greed's like, nah, fuck that, I'm not listening to you, and he's like, oh yeah. Why don't you look into those memories? Take a look at the Fuhrer, huh? And then their fight is so cool when he like breaks into the mansion and they're just like swinging back and forth. I love the fight choreography there. It's super sick. Yeah, I don't know. Also, I mean, I love the entire entourage, like Ling's entire entourage from Jing. Just like,
they're great.
I think they're all super cool. Yeah.
Sloth also fun. I like Sloth. I like that he's just like the least interesting maybe of any of the homunculi other than Lust.
He is. I don't really like him because
but he's fun.
Every time he complains about something being in pain, I'm like,
yeah.
Shut the fuck up. That's how I sound every day.
That's what makes it fun. He just wants to go to bed. He's like, let me just fucking chill out and die. Like, can I just die already?
Like, it's and like so many times he's just like, oh, like, am I done with the tunnel? Can I just like leave? Like when he's up in Briggs,
there's more dirt.
Like, can I just like leave? Yeah. And then like Raven has to show up and he's like, hey, actually. Yeah. Well, because he wasn't even trying to fight. He was just like trying to get out, and he's like, "Wait, where am I?" And he's like, "Get this stuff out of my fucking way!" Then they're shooting him with tanks and shit, and he's like, ow, that hurt. Ow, mendoxin. He's so funny, but like the fight at the end, I mean, where he dies, right? I just fucking love that shit because he's like, you know what? Actually, I am secretly the fastest homunculi. And then he just immediately gets, like, no-diffed, because they're like, what if we had a spear? And, like, that's it. It's like, okay, well.
Which is one of the crazier, like, scenes of like action body horror, whatever. We haven't even talked about the zombies. I forget what they're called, but
oh my
like,
God.
Yeah.
I forgot those existed. So when they popped up, I was like, "Holy fuck, this is scary."
Yeah.
But sorry, go on with your thought.
No, I was just gonna say, when they impale him with that spike, it's like through his. It's not just like through his face; it's like through half of his body. It's really cool. It looks pretty scary. Yeah,
because he keeps running it into himself, and like it pulls his jaw all the way down. They got and then he backs up, and he's like trying to like pick his jaw up, and like his body's trying to go back together. Yeah. The punching match that he had with Louis Armstrong, it's so funny. It's so iconic too. Yeah.
Is it not Alex? Louis Armstrong is
no. His name is Alex.
His middle name is Louis. It's Alexander Louis Armstrong. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, you guys are saying like a musician's name. I don't know if that's.
I thought that this was a joke between the two of y'all, so I was like, yeah.
Well, Lane mentioned it on the first episode that his name is Alex Louis Armstrong, so I was like, all right, cool. We're good with referring to him as Louis Armstrong from here on out. Then I thought that was just accepted. My bad.
No. I mean, if you want the to call him by the name of the trumpeter, all of the names are so funny. They're like kind of like not to be like forced diversity, but it is kind of funny that they're like, okay, some of these names we're gonna get like one of each ethnicity in here in these names. And,
I do feel like they're like the names are like so corny, but somehow still sound cool. Like with Riza Hawkeye, I'm
Roy
like, that's
Mustang?
so on the
Riza
nose.
Hawkeye is like, you're too on the nose, bro. Like any other last name,
I love
anything.
it.
They're also like naming like really crazy shit. Like they'll have like Zampano and like shit like that. It's like,
Zampano.
You just made this up.
So cool.
Let's talk about the zombies.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
I mean,
low-key felt like it was unnecessary.
Really? Why?
Well, I just feel like I get that. No, I'm just like, it was there to buy time, in my opinion. And like maybe make the stakes higher.
Like up the stakes.
Yeah.
But
so
it didn't feel like they were. Like it didn't feel like they were touching on anything.
They were never a danger.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. I think thematically it's only supposed to be like. I think in a way it's not justifying or liberating, but kind of freeing the like rank and file soldiers from being like too evil, right?
Okay, yeah, I can see what you mean. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and especially like when they start like spreading, and Olivier Armstrong sort of takes over Central, and like the like Central troops who are just like rank and file are all like, hey, what the fuck? It's something for them. It's like because like the homunculi don't have like a rank and file essentially, because they were just integrated with like the power structure already.
Yeah, there's like
present.
7 of them. Yeah, right.
Right. But what I'm saying is they're already integrated into the power structure, like the political power structure, right? The government. And so they were like, we don't need like individual people, like we don't need like tens of thousands of undying soldiers. We don't need any of this because like we have a government that does that, right? And I mean, in a way, I think it's supposed to represent like people who like kind of like lose themselves and I don't know, maybe I don't know, just like thematically, it definitely is to sort of like buy time and like provide a like fighting force for like not only the characters that we see as the good guys to fight against, but but also to like provide something for like
them to
the
fight.
but like not the bad guys, but the like the normal guys, right? Like the guys who like don't fucking know what the fuck's going on,
right.
And like suddenly shit is happening, right? Because like we sort of see in Briggs when they're first introduced to Sloth, they're like, all right, this thing is like from Drachma or something. They're making like these weird super soldiers. Like, we got to deal with this shit. I love that they use gasoline for it, and like freeze it. That's so fucking cool. But also, it's like, I mean, if it's from Briggs, like, or if it's from Drachma or whatever, wouldn't they like, I mean, isn't that further north? Isn't that colder? Wouldn't like it be like immune to the cold? I don't know. Anyway,
I feel like at that point, they had to come up with the simplest explanation, and not think too much about it.
That's true. Yeah. There's just some shit in their fucking base, and they're like, we gotta fuck them up. But yeah. But I do like how they're used. Like the soldiers themselves are like used as like a like bait for some of the generals, right? Because that's like what Raven brings to Olivier Armstrong. He's like, hey, like, just so you know, I could give you some immortal soldiers, and they listen to all of your orders. When really they're just like zombies, which are essentially like they remind me a lot of like Envy's like tortured souls that sort of climb out of him when he's in his like monster form. But they're all,
they're
like,
100% like that. Like,
yeah,
because I feel like there are some scenes where you hear them talk, and it talks.
Yeah.
As if they're like a soul from the Philosopher's Stone speaking out.
Yeah. Well, the one guy who like originally, like one of the generals or whatever, when he goes to like release them, he's like, oh, like fuck it, like we need them now. The first one that like pops up, it like opens its eyes and it goes, "Daddy?" And he goes like, "Yeah, I am your father. All right, now get up, rise. We're defending Central. Get out here. I got people for you to kill." And then it immediately starts fucking eating him, and it's like, yeah, hell yeah, fuck that guy.
That was horrifying to watch.
It's so cool. It's so fucking cool.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. There are a lot of cool deaths for the generals, like the military generals who are like all kind of like new, and it's like, I don't know, Armstrong killing the one guy Raven and like kicking him into the cement, and she's like, all right, well now he will become a foundation for this nation.
I loved that.
Congratulations. I'm like, let's go. Yeah,
because I feel
really
like for a bit Armstrong like kind of keeps you on your toes about what she's thinking, what side she's gonna pick.
Yeah.
And so, like, in that moment, I was just like, fuck yeah.
I
love
when
she
women originally, like... Yeah. When she originally shows up in Central, and she fights Louis Armstrong for the mansion, and she's just, like, throwing him through... So she's, like, tossing him through walls, and she's like, get out of here, you're weak. You're weak, I don't want you here, you're puny, you're a tiny, tiny man, get out of here. And then... she immediately starts having a tank built in the basement. It's like, all right, let's fucking go. I love when women. Let's go. Yeah. It's so sick, man. I love the tank. Bradley versus the tank. Fuck, it's so cool, man. I just love that shit.
I do think almost all of Bradley's fight scenes are really cool.
They're so cool. Yeah.
He's fun.
When he first starts fighting the tank, when they see him and they fire at him, and he's like walking up to the front gate, and he cuts the like projectile, I want to call it a bullet, it's massive, in half, and it just murks two dudes that are just like chilling behind him, like behind like ramparts and stuff. I was like, dude, sucks to be those guys. And also just there's like random points where like a side character just gets murdered so explicitly. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, where did this come from, man? No reason. That guy did not have it coming, okay?
Yeah, I did feel bad for the soldiers that were not in the know. And having to, I was just like, damn, I can't blame you for however you react because you don't even know what side to pick.
Yeah. Which I like the way Mustang plays like the whole like kidnapping the Führer's wife, and then immediately starting to run like counterintelligence on the radio, like, hey, actually, like I'm protecting the Führer's wife because there's like rogue operators within the military complex that like we need to address. It's like, all right, good fucking move, man. Okay, not bad.
He's clever.
It's just so sick. Yeah. He is clever, He's got that dog in him.
He does. The dog of the military.
True, he is a dog of the military. Also, this is just a fun little tidbit that I like sharing with people about the show. The like national crest is a one-headed dragon. And the symbol for perfection in alchemy is the two-headed dragon.
That is fun.
It is fun, and in a lot of ways, what's his face, Father, like part of his plan coming to completion, he always knew that he would need Hohenheim again, and like he was like, well, like the guy's going to come back eventually. Like I'm going to get him. But I feel like that's why he chose the single-headed dragon as the thing of his nation, because
the second one
he is the one-headed dragon.
Yeah.
And then once he absorbs the nation into himself and like he gets Hohenheim back, he will get that second head because he will be the perfect being. Which, I don't know, it's just a fun little detail.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
Also, it is a nice touch. Another fun little detail, all of Alexander Louis Armstrong's like stationery, and like if he like with letters and stuff, it has like the mustache and the little hair curl on it, which is super fun. And like they showed the letter that he gives Ed a few times has that, and then I think it's also on like the stationery from like the flower woman that works for their family, which is like I don't know, so fun that like the hair curl is a it's like I don't know, it's just like a part of their family.
It's a symbol. Yeah. So we've talked a lot about like plot and themes. I don't mean this in a shitty way. I don't think there's much to talk about in like the way that this series is constructed visually, or like I'm not trying to just dog on it, but just I do think
in the way that like the animation isn't like particularly beautiful.
Super groundbreaking.
No,
yeah,
it's not. I feel like it
like,
looks like it could look like a Western, like that could be a Western cartoon too.
Yeah, right.
I think this was always cutting edge for its time, and I mean the thing is just like too much Western animation uses or I think especially nowadays, I forget what the official term is, but like they're essentially running like wire models, right? That like you're animating a wire model that like they have a like on model like copy for that they're just putting over top of that, right? And it's not my favorite animation style at all, but it's I mean the way of the West, that's kind of how they're animating now, which they don't do here. I'd say Fullmetal Alchemist was kind of groundbreaking in the way that they animated. They sort of started the and it became like widely popularized, and they played around with it a lot more. But I'll call it like block break animation. So like when they're performing alchemy and like something's like coming up out of the ground and like there's like bits and pieces of it that are like formed with it, or if like something is hitting something else and it's impacting. During the impact frames, like they will break up the object into like multiple discrete objects, which are like all impacted at once. And it's a really common animation style now, which I think was maybe a little bit more cutting edge 15 years ago.
Okay, I could see that. I don't
think
know
also
that much about these things.
No. But I mean, a lot of the like fight choreography is more bare bones. It's definitely not flashy, and I don't think it's really trying to be in many ways. But like I love how bare bones a lot of like the hand-to-hand fighting is in many circumstances, and how they manage to stay on model while still providing like super I don't say impactful, but like there's a lot of movement happening, a lot of movement and momentum on screen, right? Which is like very well conveyed through the characters and like the way that they impact and like affect the environment around them as they're fighting, which I think are all things that are like pretty. Again, like nowadays, maybe not super groundbreaking, but I don't know. A lot of animation recently has sort of. I think they outsource a decent portion of it, and then the part that they do in-house is always like much higher quality, so like it becomes a lot more clippable, right? Where there's like 2 or 3 minutes of like a 20-minute episode that is like very, very high quality, and then the rest of it is sort of meh, whatever. And a lot of that is like the baseline quality for the animation within Brotherhood is like pretty high, like just like across, like you're not really going to find an animation error, and like it's difficult to find even like the parallax between like something that's happening in the foreground versus background. It doesn't occur very often where there's like a huge disconnect between like the feeling of like distance, right? Which is something I think can be very hard to nail down. And there was actually an art coordinator specifically for like the tunnels, which I know there are a lot of tunnels and like alleyways and stuff that they fight in. But there was somebody like whose job it was specifically to design those in order to make them feel like realistic and like have some like sort of layout or like mapping to them. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just my thoughts on it.
Do we have anything else to say about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood?
I feel like
awful.
Well, maybe you guys have already talked about him, but I kind of forgot about Scar.
Oh, true.
We did mention him before. He's. I really feel like Scar is especially with like what's happened in Palestine recently. It's so difficult to ignore that parallel, right? Yeah. Because I mean, at the time of the development of the manga, like the issue in Palestine was not one that was like super widely publicized.
It didn't have the same kind of like it didn't have the same kind.
It wasn't at the
forefront
forefront
it does now.
Yeah. And a lot of that is because of Palestinians fighting back, right? There for a very, very long time there was little to no casualties on the side of Israel, while many, many casualties from the from those being occupied. And I don't know, it became like that became what was it, October 6th was such a like
7th.
Yeah, it was such a like flashpoint essentially, right, to ignite the debate, and sort of retroactively justify a lot of what Israel has done. And so like when you look at that and then you look at like
Envy.
Scar sort of lashing out.
I was
right?
thinking of like Envy like inciting like killing the Ishvalan child. And that was everyone's like justification for
flashpoint
things to start. Yeah.
For the war. Yeah. I mean,
it's not quite a one-to-one, but I think it's like the retaliation after that gave the government justification. Yeah.
Well, in a lot of ways, we see that like Amestrians are like very afraid of Ishvalans in general at the end when like they're going around the city and trying to like set up the anti-transmutation circle, and so like we know that they carry this like deeply like anti-Ishvalan sentiment, even if it's just like not present like day to day. And the way that they like fearmonger Scar sort of reminds me a lot of like Israel or like Amestris does something very bad to they essentially start genociding a people, and then like there is one person fighting back and they go, well, see, very dangerous Ishvalans, you gotta watch out for them, that's why they're in the slums, you stay away from the slums, stay away from them, don't interact, and like report it if you see them anywhere, and it's just it's almost too on the nose, right? It's like
but again, like one person of this race is bad, so everyone must be bad. And I don't think that what Scar was doing is necessarily bad either. I like can understand where he's coming from, except for one point.
Right, it's justified,
where I think he tried, like in the beginning of the series, he like attacks Ed, and I was like, damn, Ed was like barely a thought during, like at the point in the war.
He's a sparkle in his dad's eye. Like you could calm down there. Yeah, I 100% feel that. But that's also sort of pointing to like, sure, it may be justified hatred, but it doesn't mean that every person that he's directing his hatred towards is justified in being attacked. Right.
Yeah.
He's been wronged. Like seeking out revenge for that. Okay, sure, but like. It's not going to lead anywhere good.
I think he gets there anyways.
And the whole... And the way that he shifts back...
Sorry. You go first.
No,
I was going to say, like, his emotional
Priya should
shift
talk.
back...
This has been the fucking Ricky didactics hour. Priya, please. Yeah.
Okay, what I was going to say is I do feel like especially towards the end of the series, when people are starting to accept Scar as like being part of like their crew, or like being part of the good side,
the good guys, yeah,
right.
Everyone around him always has to mention that they were a war criminal. They're like, oh, you still want to help even though I killed your people? And I'm like, oh my god, if I were Scar, I'd be like, yeah, but also I'm gonna slap you right now because can you shut the fuck up? As if I don't already know.
The worst offender of that is Dr. Marco.
That's
the first time he sees him, Scar hops down into his prison cell, and he's
like, bro,
oh my god,
sorry.
Thank God, bro.
Please
fucking kill me, please. I killed your people. Please kill me right now. Like, slaughter me mercilessly. I killed your people. Those guys made me do it. You know how we can get back at them? You kill me. Perfect. Boom. Let's get it popping. Yeah. Which is, like, crazy. I also like how Scar afterwards, he's like, oh, hey, we need to make sure you're not, like, identified. And then he just immediately burns the guy's face off.
I won't kill you, but I will fuck up your face and have fun with that.
Yeah. And he's like, May, give him a little skin on there. We're getting moving. And she's like, oh, God, please. I forget what I was going to say off of that. But, I don't know. It's weird how, like, quickly Scar gets, like, integrated into the groups. Like, a lot of times they're like, oh, shit, like, you were just trying to kill me. All right, well.
Yeah, I mean, I think in their universe, like, the stakes for them are high enough that they're like, okay, but, like.
Yeah.
We gotta focus on this other thing first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pacing
seeing
is
him return more.
The pacing's just so quick, and like there's a lot of like I mentioned this for season 2, like a lot of like resetting of the stakes, like conflict is resolved very quickly, and so I feel like that's part of it too. Like there's probably more time passing, than it seems, I'm guessing.
Oh,
least,
definitely,
some of those things. So
I think
it takes like 3 years,
series,
right?
Yeah. By the like end of, or like the decision day or whatever they call it, it's like they're Ed is 18 at that point. So it is 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, the series was released over a year, right? I mean, the manga was released over, like, 6 or something like that, maybe closer to 10, I don't know. But, like, a very, very long time, right? And then, like, the serialization of the anime was over a year, right? So, like, there's only so much, like, they can do in 20 minutes. It's not like a, Better Call Saul or, like, Breaking Bad type situation where you have, like, a whole hour to play with and, like...
Ricky, stop glazing! It's okay. It's okay that this show takes place over the course of 3 years in a 1-year serial. It's fine.
Okay. But, I mean, like, you can
We're going on 2 hours. We're going on 2 hours.
Oh,
no! We've got a game. Do y'all want to play? We gotta get this. Do we have important things to say?
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
All right.
I don't think I have any other points. I'm like going through my notes. But I don't think there's anything else that I really wanted to say. I did want to get the whole everyone's treating Roy like Obama out for sure. So.
Yeah. Hey, Obama was not guiltless either, okay?
No, I know that. But we all had #hope, so...
True, for real.
Change, too. Don't forget change.
Yeah. Which I feel like was also Roy's slogan, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing else that I'm allowed to say about the series, so...
You have talked about the pacing before. You have gone on this tangent before. I just don't want to hash out the same arguments a second time. It's okay that the pacing's a little funky. That's all.
It is.
Okay.
Do you guys want to do your little game?
Yeah, Ricky,
yeah.
Did you want to do the game you're talking about, or do you want me to go ahead with mine?
You can do your game. I think Lane would just find my thing dumb, to be honest with
you. Lane, I'm gonna give you pictures of anime characters, and you're gonna tell me if they're gay, straight, or homophobic.
Wait,
see, I
like this game.
Okay.
I like this game, but what was Ricky's game going to be? Was it just going to be like guess the anime, or?
Oh no. In JoJo's, there's so Hiriko Araki is like a big fan of like American culture and like songs and whatnot. And so he names a lot of the stands or the powers after songs. And
okay.
they very often get horrible localizations, right? So I was going to go through and like I was just going to do it like popcorn style. We could just like talk about whatever, but like take like different stand names from like manga chapters in the future, which haven't been animated yet, so they haven't had a horrible localization yet.
Oh, and try to like
and we can
get,
make
like,
our own bad localization. Yeah. Like one of them is Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, and it'd be like awful acts at an affordable price. Which I don't know. It's something that like my one friend Gino, he really likes JoJo's, and he has the JoJo star tattooed on him. Shout out Gino. And so we'll do that every so often. We'll just try to come up with like the most ridiculous, like horrible, like bastardization, and just like send them to each other.
That's so funny. That's good. That's not stupid. Yeah. See, that was fun. That's a good. I wouldn't have called that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Just throw it out.
I don't know. But
all right.
But anyway, let's
I do want to call some anime characters homophobic. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I really like this idea. I really like this game.
Am I just Googling, or are you sending
No, I'm
pictures?
gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send you a picture, and then I'll tell you who it is.
Okay.
I think you should guess if they're gay,
homophobic.
Straight, or homophobic first.
He is. Yep.
This character is for sure homophobic.
Can we?
Who is this?
Can we get him as an adult too?
Wait, yeah.
Because he looks slightly less homophobic as an adult. Like
that's true.
It's not much better, but it's better. He gets like some light in his eyes at least.
So he looks
what is
like
this character's name?
This is Gaara from Naruto.
He's
from just
Naruto.
like
I'm gonna write these down.
He's a little evil kid.
Yeah, he's like a traumatized evil kid, and then Naruto encounters him, and then they're like, "Wow, the power of friendship." That's overly simplified.
No. He's a really horrible evil kid. He goes to their village. A kid beats the fuck out of him, and then he goes, "Wait a second. Maybe the power of friendship is actually the strongest power of all." And they go, yeah, okay, all right, get over here. And he's forever changed from having the shit beat out of him. That's a very important plot point in his storyline. Twice he gets the shit beat out of him. The first time he's just mad about it, and then because it's the first time he's like ever been touched. He's like and then the second time he's just like, man, these guys got hands, bro. Like I don't know if we really want war here. Really good choice, though, Priya.
Thank you. I had to include someone from Naruto, but I was like, it can't be someone that's like too obvious.
Yeah.
You say that like I'm gonna know anyone from any of these shows that you said. Like,
I say that as if any of them are not straight.
Yes, yeah, fair. Right. Well, people think Naruto is like there's like gay shit in Naruto, right? This is a gay character. This one's from Yu-Gi-Oh.
There's a lot of fan. Yeah. There's a lot of fan service.
A lot of
people
think that Naruto and Sasuke should have been gay, I kind of agree. But we're here now.
This guy, this is a Yu-Gi-Oh character, right? Am I trolling?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
And I think the Millennium Eye, right?
Yeah.
His guy. I think this is a gay name. I think this.
That's what I thought growing up too.
Cool. Okay.
In the show, he's straight, but like
sure.
pretend I don't see. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Pegasus.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Pegasus. Okay, Pegasus.
Pegasus. Yeah.
Yeah. Pause. Okay, Pegasus. So we're thinking.
Wow.
We're thinking that he's a gay man despite his characterization.
Yeah, his whole backstory is that his fiance died and he's trying to bring her back. But I'm like, you could just leave her and find someone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even know he had a backstory. I thought he was just like evil for the love of it, to be honest with you.
I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh, so I know too much.
Oh, he's evil. Cool.
Yeah. He's the villain, like, for the first season.
The frilly collar, I feel like if you're straight and you have a frilly collar, you're not a villain. But if you're gay and you have a frilly collar, you're a villain.
You are
right?
Villain,
like I feel like that's the
true.
That's right.
that's the coding. Yeah.
Okay. What is his name?
Yours brother.
Yeah, it's Yours brother from Spy Family. But what do you think?
This one's throwing me. So I'm thinking maybe like
I picked it because I was like, it could go any way. Honestly,
I'm thinking straight with homophobic characteristics. Like I'm feeling like we're on the edge there of like I'm getting like really strong, right? With the military outfit is conveying like this is a homophobic character, but then the flowers are like maybe he's just nice and straight. So I feel like there's a mix, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
I feel like I saw like he's like a little bit more feminine looking, I think. Like
right.
Stereotypically. And with the like military uniform, I was like, that's a DL man.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see this. Yeah. The flowers is giving the straight vibes the most. Like the fact that you picked the flowers. Yeah. But I see what you're saying.
I looked up. His name is Yuri. Like Yuri.
Like lesbians.
Like, bro. Yeah. Like he's gay. Yeah. Like he's got to be gay.
Fair. Well, isn't Yuri
also,
isn't Yuri the name of the first guy that went into space? Like maybe it's that.
Oh.
Maybe.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of photos of him with the flowers,
but
he's got.
No, it's spelled exactly the same. That's crazy.
He's kind of like a florist. Like he's got like a shitload of flowers.
No, his plot is kind of problematic. He's like obsessed with his sister. It's a weird vibe.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I just pretend like that's not.
Kita.
I try to ignore the incestuous tones of that situation.
Valid.
And
Kita.
This is the last one that I had queued up, but I can find more.
Waiting with bated breath. Ooh. Is this a female character? Just to, I don't, is this
I don't want to tell you.
Okay. Because, like, you...
I guess...
A homophobic woman is a rare breed. But, no? Okay. Yeah, I guess, the scolding finger is giving the homophobic vibes, in this image. So I feel like there's a lot being conveyed here, but I'm gonna go maybe this is a sassy gay and not a lecturing scold. But am I wrong?
You are kind of right. So he is, I don't know what pronouns to use because, so this person is bisexual, and this is from Orin High School Host Club. It's the main character's dad. But she also describes him as a crossdresser, and then they also use the T slur. So it's like, what are you guys trying to say? Because I'm like, it was made a long time ago, so I'm like, I don't know if you just didn't know what the respectable word to say was.
Sure.
But yeah, so they are gay, like they're bisexual.
Okay.
In the scene, I think they might be scolding their daughter.
Well, parent kind of adds a layer to it. I wasn't considering the possibility that there was a parent here. I was thinking of only like whatever of the slutty action that happens in anime. Yeah. So no, this is interesting. You're adding complex dynamics here. That's
that was good. Like the only one where I was like, I know that'll trip someone up because you're gonna assume everyone's straight.
Yeah. True.
But.
Fun.
Those were the only characters I had queued up. Do you have any, Ricky?
Yeah, I've got a couple I can send, which I think are kind of funny. So this first one is from the mangaka's crossover with Gucci. So he is wearing a Gucci bag.
Whoa.
I'm
getting really strong Harry Styles vibes.
Like, that's how I feel about this too. Like,
yeah, I'm feeling straight, but like
man
a little
that wants
fun.
to seem fruity. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take that. Just from his character in the series, I'd put him at homophobic. Because he's a hater. Like, he's a major hater. Maybe not in like a. Like, I don't think that he inherently like hates gay people, right? But
maybe he's gay and homophobic.
There are some characters in the show who, if they became gay, he would become homophobic in order to hate on them. So
So
but he's the
committed.
author's.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the author's self-insert, and this is a picture that the author drew of him holding him in his arms.
Well,
so
I have no words. That is kind of insane.
It is kind of insane. I love Araki. He's funny as fuck, man. I feel like I could probably put any JoJo's character up on screen, to be honest with you. But
so JoJo's and Cowboy Bebop,
Kita,
those are like the
stop,
same
buddy.
in my brain. Like if you were
very,
like
very
pick
different. Not even close.
Really?
Not even the same art style.
Yeah, not
Really?
even close to the same art style at all. Yeah,
I guess
they don't
I just
share
like
anything.
zany. Like they both seem zany. Maybe I'm just like assuming that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is zanier because it's got the word bizarre in it. Am I just making that up?
It's way zanier. I'd say it's way zanier.
Really?
Cowboy Bebop is a lot more grounded than JoJo's is in many ways.
I guess
yeah.
I'm thinking of like the oh yeah, okay, I see the art style. I see what you mean. Maybe I'm just thinking like the big hair. Maybe it's just like big hair is what I'm projecting. Here.
Okay. Yeah.
Like fop, like 50s kind of like send up stuff.
Yeah, because we got this guy right here, Spike from Cowboy Bebop. Okay, straight
This guy
homophobic.
looks. This guy looks a lot like
Carlos.
Elliot Gould.
Oh.
Oh. Well, I named an actor, and Priya named an ex. Do I have to bleep that? name?
No. You think
Okay.
Carlos is listening to
Okay.
this?
Maybe. I don't know. That shout out Carlos. You're fucking weirdo. No. I don't know. I'm getting a little gay, maybe like straight, but willing to dabble. Like is kind of the vibe I'm getting here.
I could see him as being a little bi. Yeah.
Hetero flexible, yeah.
And the super
fun at
loose
parties.
tie, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys know who Elliot Gould is? Or like Philip Marlowe? Have you ever seen? Yeah, they're like.
Gould?
Hang on, let me.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
He looks just fucking like him, like exactly the same. I'll send a pic here. This is great podcasting, by the way. This is like fucking
it is.
excellent.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at
You
the
see
exact
it?
picture where
Yeah, I love
yeah.
that we're talking
He's like
about
doing
visuals
this page. Yeah.
on a medium
Yeah.
without visuals.
Are you looking at
I'll
the
put
picture of
these
him with
pictures.
the cigarette in his mouth?
Yeah, from The Long Goodbye. Yeah, he looks just like
That one. Yeah,
fucking-
boom. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think one of the big hair characters. Oh wait, never mind. You weren't talking about this one. I think one of the big hair characters you were talking about from JoJo's is probably
with the Elvis hair, right? Like,
yeah. I'm trying to find a good picture of him. I can't remember his fucking name.
it's Cowboy.
It's JoJo
Bebop.
is the problem.
Oh, I was gonna say that next.
No, they're all named JoJo. All of the
What? Really?
all of
That's
the main
crazy.
characters. Yeah. They pass down, but it's they're different, right? They're like nicknames for like Joseph Joestar, JoJo, right?
This is so good. I'm so glad that we're talking about this because now we can end with a song. We can end with the Too Little Too Late song by JoJo. Like the artist JoJo. Finally, we have outro music again.
Yes.
Now, this is deceptive.
Yeah, JoJo's.
Like,
Yeah.
what's
So this
his
is
character's
Josuke
name?
Higashigata.
I feel like this
Okay.
is a
Higashigata's
homophobic man
with the katakana
doing a
for
caricature of a gay man.
I do too. Yeah. This is
Yeah,
Jeremy
I could
Irons
see
playing
that.
Scar in The Lion King. Like, that's what this is like doing. Like,
Do you
a
want to see him with his
top.
stand?
His stand?
This is
Oh, that's
yeah,
like the power,
his
right?
that's their powers.
Sure.
Yeah. This is a very funny picture of him, to me at least.
Whoa. He's voguing. That's great.
He's
Oh
voguing.
my god!
They've done crossovers with Vogue. But anyway, yeah. I think it might have actually been Josuke himself that they pulled the crossover from.
This is
but
crazy.
yeah. And then I'll do another JoJo's character, Jolene Kujo.
She looks cool.
I love Jolene. She's probably my favorite JoJo.
This is like one character, and like the little metal machine in the back is like I'm assuming metal. The blue, that's like the alter ego superpower version. Is that kind of like the vibe?
that's their power. They're not like they do exist like on screen at the same time. It's not like a transformation alter ego thing, but it's
It's like a projection.
But it is their power. Yes. Yeah. It's a power that stands behind them. We'll call it stands.
This is
actually where it came from, by the way.
This woman is giving me the vibe that she would say she had a lesbian phase, like that she grew out of. Like that's the vibe I'm getting from this. But I could be wrong.
I think she did have a lesbian phase. Yeah? In the series, but well, depending. But
in a homophobic way, or like
the author was homophobic, or she was homophobic.
No.
Her.
So part 6 takes part within Green Dolphin Prison, state prison state penitentiary in Florida, and it's an all women's prison that she's in here. So like all of the characters and like the Joe Bros, as people call them, the side characters who like accompany your JoJo, they're all women. A, and B, they're all like just as gay as like a normal Joe Bro would be with their JoJo. So.
I'm so scared.
I don't know.
I think this is maybe going to be our fucking longest episode. I'm double checking now, but I'm really afraid. Like this we're over 2 hours, which
that's fine. Just cut out a bunch of talking. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter anything that you think is repetitive.
Oh, I don't care about that. No. I have to listen back to this. I'm not cutting shit. I just don't want. I just don't have to listen to 2 hours.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
Just
okay, if we go 10 more minutes. Or 7
here's my last one.
Yeah, let's just wrap it up after this.
This is her dad.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
For
I
reference.
don't care. This is a gay man.
Yeah.
Yeah?
For sure.
That's a later in life gay man.
Send you some of his other fits.
Yes.
Okay, well this is him when he's pretty young. Here's him when he's younger. Or here's him when he's actually older. This is an older picture. Even though he looks way younger there.
He does look younger in this.
Yeah, it's because he's dressed like a b-boy.
In his white jacket.
He's dressed like...
yeah. That's
like
how he
Marky
appears
Mark.
in all of part 6. He's like, it's literally crazy. I'm like, bro, why are you so fitted up, like, trying to break your daughter out of jail? Like, dog,
the
just
way
like,
he's...
wear some normal shit. Like
the belt, the way the belt is tied, it's like the studded belt, but then with the rivets, but then it's also like tucked into the belt, like back.
Yeah, it's sick.
That is very lesbian coded to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's kind of got that shit on. He has a random hook. Like,
I do like the hook. It's cute.
Yeah,
he does have that shit on. Here's another one of his fits, just because. So this was in between the two, because he shows up in 3 parts. So this is from the part in between. This is the fit he's wearing most of the time.
Talk about anime, Priya. This is like Ricky's like fucking jizzing himself from just being able to fucking like talk about this.
Yeah, because you just shut me down. I don't get to talk about it at all. And like,
I didn't shut you down.
I don't know.
We've talked about anime for all of August. We had this whole thing. Holy shit. We talk about anime all the time.
Okay. But
so this is the same character? Oh, this is okay. Yeah. Okay. I was just saying. Sorry, I can't tell from these wildly different art styles that this is all the same guy. I like that he has the matching, like hand. Ricky. I like that he has the matching hand symbol on his hat.
Yeah.
Like, having like a pin, or like, is it a pin or just like part of the collar? It's
never defined. Don't know. Yeah. They never tell you. It's so sick. And it's the same, it's like the same hat, by the way. Like, he has like pretty much the same hat all of the fucking time. And all of them fade into his hair. They're like this much of it is hat, and then it's just hair. And like, that's never explained.
So
someone did ask. So someone asked Rohan about it, because like, that was just like the way that he drew it. Because I think originally it was supposed to be like a hole in the hat that like hair fell out of. But like as time went on, people were like, Rohan, like what's the big secret behind this? And he drew like a little 4 coma, just like a comic panel or a comic strip of him like at home, like gluing like hair that like his own hair onto it so that he can wear the hat and it looks like his hair is still flowing through it. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? And so that's
goofy.
canon. Yeah. JoJo's is super goofy. It's fun.
This guy has 2 belts on in 2 of these photos. Like, he's got the tucked-in belt.
3 in the last one.
Is it 3?
Got 3 belts in the last one?
You see the one across his chest?
I thought that was like a fanny pack situation.
No, that's a belt.
Yeah, yeah.
It could be, but we never see the pack, is what I'll say. That's a belt that he's just wearing across his chest.
He's so fashionable.
It's purely fashion. Zero
Also,
function going on there.
The symbols on his hat, not just the fist, of course, but the other, like the gender symbols. Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, are they Mars or?
Yeah. What are we doing here? Interesting. Yeah, fun.
I don't know. I mean, I know Araki has like. So Araki is a mangaka that can get away with like putting more sort of transgressive things into his work. So he does have characters who are like. He does have at least one distinct character who I know of who is like, I don't know whether they're intersex or transsexual or what, but there's something going on there. But I haven't read that part yet. I just heard about it. But it's part of the latest part that's coming out right now. So I no spoilers. All right, if you guys are caught up on JoJolian, but
oh, I am actually. But I won't spoil it for you. I wouldn't want to do that to you.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Lynn.
This is fun. I like this. We should do this in the future as a game of like, just other character. Like, is this movie character homophobic? Yeah.
I feel like you guys could even do it with whatever movie you're reviewing that day. Because I did think about doing this.
It would be an easy game. Yeah.
Yeah, I did think about doing this with the Fullmetal characters, but I was like, we're gonna like talk about them so much.
Well, you know what? I was gonna say let's do it for a couple, but we've already been going for a while.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
another
that's
time.
Selling.
We're about to bring
homophobic. Fucking homophobic.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
Snotty ass little fucking brat. Yeah.
Yeah, that kid, jail.
Yeah.
Priya, thank you for joining us. This was
thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Yeah, we'll have you back. And next time it won't be about an anime, so we can maybe you can get a word in edgewise next time.
Oh my god. No, Ricky let me talk so much. You're fine. I was also so nervous, so I'm glad.
I'll send a picture of the waveform when we're done, and you'll see how Ricky... It's noticeable sometimes, like between... And I do it too, of course. I talk a lot on certain episodes too. Rebecca was like that, the episode last
I'm
week
also like, Ricky knows what he's talking about, so I know that, like...
It's true.
You went on some tangents, but I was like, okay, like... And after I was like, I have nothing to say, because I was like, I don't know. I'm just absorbing whatever you're saying, you know?
Yeah.
This concludes Awful August. So thank God. We're finally through this.
Is it actually called Awful August, or is it Anime August?
It was Awful
August. Lane has dubbed it Awful August.
Well, I called it that originally, and you went on board, and then you took it and ran with it and made it Fullmetal August, and then you were like, wait, we need something else for 2 episodes. So.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying. Next week, we want to watch The Deer Hunter from 1978, directed by Michael Cimino. This is a Vietnam movie. I have not seen it. It's supposed to be one of the best movies ever made. Big stars, famous reputation, lots to talk about.
Exciting.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Or not the movie, but I've seen.
I was like, you've seen this movie?
The frame that came up as soon as I googled it.
Okay, I was like, that's crazy if you've seen this movie. But it has a pretty big reputation, so I'll be interested to see if it lives up to the hype. But we'll see.
Cool.
Priya, do you have any songs you'd like to sing? Do you want to sing us out?
Let me look up the lyrics to that JoJo song.
There we go. Perfect.
Which one?
The Get Out, or was it Too Little Too Late?
Yeah.
One of the two. Not JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
You said Too Little Too Late, but the tune in my head was Get Out, and I was like, how do I fit this in? Oh my god, I forgot how this song goes. I can't help you right now, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
You can take your time.
That's all right.
We are no time crunch here, all right?
I'll be.
I am so sweaty.
If you sing.
No, it's all right. I'll just play us out with the music. It's okay. Or I'll just end with. Can you give us a good read of just the title? The two of you should do Fullmetal Alchemist like you're the bumpers on the series. Like one of you should say it, and then the other person should say it slightly differently.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the bumpers.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah. I've been waiting all day for you, babe. So won't you come sit and talk to me? And tell me how we're gonna be